Yo, what's going on YouTube? And in today's video, we'll be coping really hard today. We'll be talking about an RP law list that I've thought about and wanted to see if it works or not. And we're gonna see, yeah, if it works. But first off, let's talk about it. So obviously this isn't a new law leader. I haven't updated my sim, so we're not going to see an updated version of this list here just yet. So when I do update my sim, we are going to see a much cleaner version of this list, one that makes a little bit more sense and that works in conjunction with the leader a little bit better. But we'll talk about this idea overall just because it's just a concept to help utilize the leader ability to its best, although it is buns. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really do anything, but we're coping. So here we go. First off, we'll be running the animal package in this build, and honestly, the animal package is pretty solid for red and as a whole, because it allows you to play out this chopper, which allows you to get out another body. And if you don't know what the chopper does, then it's on your turn, on play, when attacking, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and then you are able to summon an animal type character with a power of 4,000 or less, and then place the rest at the bottom of your deck. This is not restricted to Drum Kingdom or Straw Hat. This is actually any animal type character that is a cost 3 or less. So it can summon any animal in any color. Really amazing, really cool. I think it's really cool that you can use this in red green with Brook to go ahead and summon this and summon out another body. Cheating out 3 bodies is pretty good for red green. Then you go ahead and have this other Tony Chopper, which is on play, allows you to play one animal with 3,000 power or less from your hand. This is just a good target for a leader skill, just to go ahead and whenever you do summon a Tony Chopper in that turn and you do hit this, you're able to not only keep the body that you just summoned, but also summon another body on the field, allowing you to still feel like you get that law-esque feel by cheating out bodies. You'll still get 2 for that turn. Yeah, you'll have to give up 1, but you'll still be able to manage to cheat out 2. That is another reason why we're playing also the Porsches in the deck, but we'll go over that here momentarily. We are running 3 of the chopper. Again, this is just a test build. We're just kind of sort of testing the waters out over here, just kind of sort of seeing how this works. There won't be a gameplay video today until I'm able to update my sim. I will not have any footage for you guys, but once I do get an updated version of the sim, I'll start releasing more gameplay footage so you guys can have a better idea on how these decks work and just kind of sort of overall roundabout look at how to use the deck and the overall achievement and what you're trying to do with it. But like I said, we are running the blocker chopper, A, because it's a blocker, also because its second ability, while it is not as powerful as it once was, it's still very useful for helping you clear units off of the board. We do have the Charlotte Pudding. You are running the Pudding because her effect is still pretty useful in the deck. We use her to just go ahead and ramp us 1 extra Dawn. Go ahead and making our leader ability essentially cost 2 every turn as opposed to costing 3. We are still running the Black Marias in the deck, allowing you to go ahead and ramp all your Dawn back that you had lost from your leader ability, essentially making leader ability free. And what's going to happen is that your opponent's just going to go up and Dawn, and you're just going to continue to stay at the same amount of Dawn that they're at, never really using too much, allowing you to swing really effectively with your creatures. We are running the Foxy Pirates. I'm going to change up the Foxy Pirate engine a little bit more so that it works a little bit more effectively. But we are running the 4 Porsche, allowing you to cheat out bodies as well. It's going to allow you to cheat out your Puddings and your Black Marias from your hand, and also allow you to cheat out your Choppers. You're going to want to cheat out these characters as extra additional bodies, so just go ahead and swap out for the bodies that you have in your hand. You'll also be using this to get your chopper blockers. Chopper blockers being super effective with helping you stay into late game or just survive the game in general, because it is just a chunk blocker that just blocks, and also does help you ramp your Dawn that you lose off of card effects such as Porsche and your leader ability plus your laws. And also you can also get the Tony Chopper off of the red chopper, because again, this chopper summons any animal that is 4,000 power or less, and this chopper qualifies for that. So if you do summon the if you do summon the red chopper and you go ahead and hit the purple chopper, you go ahead and hit that, play that, and be able to ramp 1 and put an additional body on board. Unfortunately, it does come out rested, so it's not as effective, but if your opponent doesn't swing into it their very next turn, then that means that you will have a blocker for the turn after, and that's just kind of sort of a cool position to put your opponent in. We are also running the 4 Shut Up and Come With Us, simply because, this obviously helps you cheat out not just all of the choppers of the deck, but the purple chopper as well. Again, that's a really, really cool ability with this card that you get to use. And it gives a really cool synergy to this law deck. You just kind of sort of have to play chopper law, which is all right. Like, again, I'd really like to give a little bit more test play to this to see if this actually functions. But we'll go ahead and have those videos coming out for you shortly. We are running 4 of this Cloven Hoof, and the reason why we're running this is because it is active main. Give up to 3 of your characters 1,000 power for the turn, and then give one of your opponents minus 2,000 power for the turn. Again, this is going to help you clear out units off of your opponent's board and increase the power of your characters, allowing your smaller characters to meet the threshold for your leader ability. So instead of having to minus your opponent's characters so that they can get them in threshold for leader ability, you'll have to boost your characters to get them in threshold for leader ability. This does suck because usually you'd have to, like, I guess, put Dawn onto a character, and then you'd have to use rested Dawn to go ahead and boost an attack as opposed to using the Dawn that you have. Because if you detach the Dawn from the character, then it no longer is in range for your leader ability, and you have to give up another character. So keep that in mind whenever you do use the new law ability, is that, like, even if you give a character 3 Dawn, even if you give a 0 power chopper 3 Dawn to bring it up to 3,000, if you use those same 3 Dawn for leader ability, when that part of the leader ability effect resolves, then the chopper will no longer be a qualified target for the leader effect. You won't be able to bottom deck him. You'll have to bottom deck something else, or you just don't lose leader ability and just lose the 3 Dawn. But yeah, as I was saying, you're really just trying to cheat out bodies to go ahead and facilitate your leader ability. So like I said, whatever gets that done, whatever helps you get to that point, that's the only real goal that you have, is just trying to get out whatever additional bodies you can to just go ahead and use leader ability using the clove to go ahead and boost your smaller creatures so that they are in range. This is mostly just to boost, like, your searcher and some other cards that we'll be playing in the deck once I get an updated version of it out to the rest of the world and the population. But as I've stated before, this is just kind of sort of a skeleton. It's just the theory, just an idea that I've been crafting around, playing around with. Nothing, like I said, I take seriously. I think I'm going to go ahead and rearrange it a little bit more later in the future. I know I haven't gone over the Heart Pirates because, we already know what these do. The Beppo, the ramps you 1 on play when attacking. The law that -1 gives a Dawn, then this gives 2. Like, we already know those are pretty much the only Heart Pirates that you're going to be running in the deck that you're going to be trying to swap out with leader ability, because they're the only useful ones that we have right now. You can play, like I say, at the Searcher Law, which is going to be your other target for swapping out. You are going to still play Rage Use. I'm up and down about this card because you have to hard play it, but it's the only way that you can go ahead and recur cards in your hand. I also recommend playing Zoros. I do want to put the 3-cost Zoros in here because they also work perfectly with leader ability, allowing you to go ahead and just lose a creature and it allows you to use a creature immediately. Go ahead and utilize that creature's effect and be able to go ahead and utilize leader ability and be able to get a swing in and be able to swap it out for another creature, so that you're not more susceptible to your creatures being swung back onto, but instead you having the ability to keep your board alive and in a healthy state. Like I say, you want to just play the Rage Use, like I say, just more so for trying to reach in your hand. It's going to be a hard play, but if you got Black Marias and Puddings on the board, then it's not so bad of a hard play because you should have enough Dawn to be able to try and do some other things, as you're just mostly trying to use the old school tactic of just swinging high into your opponent to try and outdo them or outplay them, because again, you don't have the ability to remove creatures on the board, so you just have to go for the old school method of just swinging into your opponent. But we're gonna keep theory crafting this, gonna keep on trying to create a better list as time goes on and trying to see if I can make this work somehow. Again, losing the aggression really sucks. Like I say, I will be putting some rushes in here so it balances out. But yeah, we're gonna keep coping until we come up with a list that works. So until next time, yeah, peace.